The smallest flicker of hope threaded through the cracks. As the night settled softly around them, Grayson knew the road ahead would be long and uncertain. But for the first time in years, he allowed himself to believe, truly believe, that maybe, just maybe, they could find their way back to each other. Ask, explain. The miles had passed in a blur, each one pressing heavier on Grayson's chest, until it felt like the weight of the world was sitting squarely on his lungs. When he finally pulled up to the modest house, the headlights cast pale beams across the porch, illuminating the familiar steps that led to a door he hadn't dared approach in years. He barely had time to knock before it swung open, and Liam barreled into him with an uncontainable laugh, small arms wrapping tightly around his legs. "You're here," Liam crowed, beaming up at him with a gap-toothed grin. "I thought you weren't gonna come." Grayson's throat tightened painfully as he sank to one knee, pulling. So how can we prepare for the days ahead? The Virgin Mary has always urged the faithful to be spiritually ready, and now more than ever we must heed her call. The Rosary is a powerful tool of protection and prayer. As Mary has said, the Rosary is a shield against evil, a spiritual weapon that can protect us from the approaching darkness. Turning to prayer, particularly the Rosary, will help us fortify our hearts and minds, allowing us to face any challenge with the strength of faith. Additionally, the Virgin Mary calls on us to support each other in these difficult times. We are not meant to face the storm alone. Now is the time to build communities of faith and prayer, to form a united front against the trials ahead. In our prayers, we are not just seeking protection for ourselves, we are interceding for the entire world. Through our acts of love, charity, and faith, we can spread light in the darkest of times. The Virgin Mary's message is one of profound urgency and compassion. Elliot settled onto the swing beside her, the wooden frame groaning softly under his weight. "She's got your energy," he said, nodding toward Lila, who was now spinning in wild circles across the grass. "And your determination," Hannah added with a light laugh, her fingers instinctively finding his and intertwining as they had done for years. "Do you ever think about how far we've come?" she asked, her gaze drifting to their daughter. "Every day," he replied, his voice low but steady. He turned to look at her, his expression softening. "Sometimes, I still can't believe we made it through everything that tried to break us." Hannah nodded, her smile faltering slightly as memories washed over her. "There were nights when I didn't think I'd see another sunrise. Moments when fear gripped me so tightly I couldn't breathe. But you never left, Elliot. Not once." "You didn't either," he said, squeezing her hand firmly. "You fought with more courage than anyone I've ever known. I'm just love." This warning is not a cause for fear, but an opportunity to align ourselves with God's will, to become instruments of His mercy, and to unite as one in the face of adversity. In conclusion, the prophecy of the mega tsunami is a wake-up call that asks us to take concrete steps toward readiness, both spiritually and physically. The Virgin Mary's message urges us to embrace this moment with courage, faith, and a readiness to help one another. Through unity, thank you for your help. This warning is not a cause for fear, but an opportunity to align ourselves with we can confront the future with optimism and strength. Together, as a community bound by love, we can overcome even the greatest trials. Thank you for joining me on this journey of reflection. Your participation and presence in this exploration are truly powerful, and I pray that the shared wisdom and experience uplift your spirit as we prepare for what lies ahead.